club when you're ready for a new challenge. Just don't get yourself killed. I still have plans for you. Over here! Try the iceberry ale. It's delicious. I love this place. Back at the keep, I'm always being pulled in a dozen directions. Fighting over hating of me ahead here? Here, I can just eat and drink until I pass out. What do you imply? That Korog needs protection? Ha! Iceheart wasn't the first to challenge me, and he won't be the last. Let my enemies come. They'll wind up dead and bloody at my feet. That's what royal servants are for, to clean up the mess. It's a good thing I like you, because the last person who asked me these sorts of questions had the curiosity beaten out of him. But I don't want to fight with you. That's not why I called you here. Are you ready to listen? We opened Orsinium to the best and brightest. Crafters, farmers, scholars, anyone who can help bring my vision to life. I leave the details to my wives and mother. But you attracted my attention. Which brings us to the big question. You helped Chief Basra. You fought at my side as we defeated Iceheart and his Winterborn warriors. In short, you impress me. People who impress me either turn out to be a help or a hindrance to my plans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me speak plainly. You could pose a threat to me, but I prefer to consider you an ally. Share a few drinks, like we're doing now. I could use someone like you. Someone to deal with problems that require a more personal touch. Clan chief problems. There are still stubborn chiefs out there who don't agree with my vision, who don't want to see our people united. They're stuck in the old ways. Ways that have failed our people time and time again. It's time to change. You made an impression on Wrothgar. Whether he likes it or not, he owes you for helping the clans. The other chiefs, Wrothgar, use this whole situation to our advantage. Get them to listen to matters they would normally refuse to hear. Now, nothing. Relax. Enjoy all the pleasantries that Roxanne and her fine establishment have to offer. But when I need you, I expect you to be ready and willing to get the job done. Oh, what are those two doing here? Damn it! Always show up my fun!
Oh, I have not even begun to ruin your fun, my king. But let's leave those for later. We have an urgent situation to report.
I can never tell when you're joking. Fine. What's so important?
The Trinimac Temple has been attacked, my beloved. Malakath devotees have barricaded the doors and taken the priest hostage.
These fanatics dare to attack my city? My with them personally.
You will do no such thing, my son. Happened in the throne room. This is undoubtedly a trap.
Don't sit by while they attack my city!
This problem requires a personal solution, and I have a perfect idea. Let us talk. My son's bravery borders on stupidity. He will often stumble into their trap without the slightest regard for his safety. We must not allow that to happen.
Hooch, I always have a better idea.
My son's rage makes it difficult for him to see clearly. His instinct is to charge every problem straight on and beat it into submission. His enemies know this and often use him. Osrog and the other clan chiefs know King Kurog all too well. They expect him to kill the heretics just as the heretics killed the hostages. Innocent lives will be lost and blame will fall squarely on Kurog's shoulders. Why? Connections to Orsinium that was at best. Enter the temple and rescue our people. If you succeed, you save innocent lives at the king's request. If you fail, well, at least the king won't be blamed.
Old Huring's been spreading tales of how you defeated Milana. Very impressive.
Everyone, clear the streets and go home. Let the king's soldiers deal with this. Ways, citizen, to deal with soldiers can't up with all you Indians getting underfoot. Just because you carry a weapon doesn't mean you know how to use it. And as you can see, I already have more amateur warriors volunteering than I can handle. You just stand back and listen to the professionals. Right, and I'm High King Emmerich's long-lost brother. I know what you're trying to do. You're playing very well. I'll check with the mother. But if you've lied, I'll toss the cell and pay the key. I think there's a back entrance up the stairs near the Mages Guild. I sent soldiers to find it.
The king sent you here to rescue the hostages.
Of
course he did. That's why they recruited him. After all, am I right? Listen, it's bro. Wanna hear it? See those hawkers behind me? Don't look. Anyway, they've been acting suspiciously. Standing around, making shifty eyes, showing odd hand gestures to passers-by. I've read enough Investigator Vale books to recognize criminal behavior when I see it. You never read Investigator Vale? The book's about the brilliant scholar who travels the world and solves crimes. She doesn't use magic or weapons, just her charm and her wits and... Look, I'll lend you a copy later, but we need to focus here. Isn't it obvious? Look at their evil demeanor, their villainous whispering. I bet if we rattle them, they'll run off and lead us right to the hostages. What? I'll just arrow. That should put the fear of Ifray into the survivor. Really? I mean, yes! I knew I liked you for a reason. Once the other one starts to run, don't let him out of your sight. He should lead you right to the hostages. On my mark. Stop, you! Thief! And there goes the other one! Get him!
Supplies are now reaching the city on a regular basis. Maybe
Hey,
now we're-
I was walking here.
Run into me again and I'll knock out.
Watch where you're going, you idiot!
It's a marvel the way
I have a
these
good
old
mind to
buildings
throw
take
a
on
lightning
new
bolt
life.
at you.
Defend the temple!
Thank Trinamak you're here. Someone has to save my fellow priests inside the temple. Please, I need you. The priests inside the temple are at the mercy of these fanatics. Please, I think they want to kill my sisters in Trinamak. They burst into the temple, began rounding up my fellow priests. They spat at us and shouted that we were betraying our race. They said that Chief Bazrag sent them to punish us for opposing the true god of the orcs. They made such a commotion when they barged in. I spotted them from the upper balcony and slipped out the back door. I was about to go find help when more of those ruffians surrounded me. I thought I was finished, and then you showed up. They invoke the chief's name, saying he seeks revenge against the king and any who follow the false god. I've known Chief Buck to be a hard man, but never a cruel, never a king done anger. I respect the king and all that he stands for, but his temper, it has gotten us into trouble more times than I care to remember. If it's vengeance Bazrag seeks, then the king will be responsible for the deaths of the temple priests. Fellow priest still alive when I slipped out of the temple, but the tension in the air, I'm afraid violence is inevitable. They set up patrols inside the temple, watching for Kurag and his soldiers. If one of them spots you in there, they're holding the priests captive in the rectory. If one of the torchbearers spots you and reaches the rectory, you won't be able to save them. Avoid the torchbearers at all costs, or at least strike them down before they can sound a warning. Take this key. It will unlock the temple's rear entrance. Once inside, you'll need the key to the rectory where they're my fellow priest. The fanatic who gave the orders, their commander, he probably has the key to the rectory. May the luck of Trinamak be with you. I'll inform the guards and try to send more help your way.
priests in the rectory. As soon as Kurog arrives, we kill them all.
You and a false king have doomed the priests!
How did you get in here? No matter. Get it.
Just leave us alone! Kill them all!
For helping us. I thought they were going to kill us.
I don't know how to thank you. These fanatics, they beat us, threatened us. They told us they were going to kill us as soon as the king or his soldiers showed up. But you got in without alerting them. You saved us. The others, though... High Priestess Solgra and our brothers and sisters in Trinimac. The fanatics gathered us up and forced us in here. But Solgra, she isn't one to put up with such nonsense. She put a blade into one of them and ran into the back to help the others. I have the key. I'll open the door for you. Find the others, please. I don't know what Solgra planned to do, but she had that look in her eyes when the fanatics started. Solgra and the others should be somewhere through this door.
I don't want any more trouble.
I'll find a way to open the main temple doors and let the soldiers in. Good luck.
There's trouble afoot. I'm so shaken.
Get her! Don't let her escape!
I'll die before I let you hurt the others. I plan to kill a dozen more if you don't temple now. I thought I could handle them. The odds got a little overwhelming. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine once I catch my breath. Just knocked out of me a little, that's all. Not exactly. They claimed to be devoted followers of Malakath, and said for Chief Basrag. They caught us by surprise, threatened us. Did you run into Ugus? How are he faring? It's my mind at ease. I hated leaving them, but the others back here needed help too. But I'm still not certain what the attackers hoped to accomplish. Why take us hostage? Why not simply kill us it? Spill the blood of innocents and blame the king for not being able to protect people. What a fiend. Said, various start. Decision may have saved many lives. We were supposed to assume they were Malakath devotees, but they didn't seem particularly religious to me. Even I don't believe Malakath would sanction a slaughter such as this. They mentioned Chief Buzrug, though. Said he gave them their orders. I've always found the chief to be noble, but it doesn't take a lot to change a person. His forts ravaged, his traditions threatened. I can see how such things could lead to this. The king...
Moloch, protect me.
This is the last of them! Let's finish these bastards off!
I'm glad to see you and the priest alive. I believe things may have played out very differently if you hadn't agreed to my plan. But what of the High Priestess? Is Solgra all right? That is good news indeed. I will make sure that a military contingent protects this temple going forward. It will not be left undefended again. Increased patrols around the perimeter, soldiers assigned to guard the inside of the temple. The priests will not have to live in fear of another attack, not so long as my son is king. I assume you know who claimed responsibility for this? Bozrog has never agreed with Kurog. He made threats in the throne room, as I'm sure you heard. Besides, his boldness and devotion to Malakath are legendary. It appears Bozrog wishes to challenge our king. My son needs to solidify his hold on the clans. All of the chiefs must accept Kurog as their king for the betterment of the Orsimer people. If we gain support of the clans, we can stop Bozrog without inciting an all-out war. You have done much already. Many lives were in danger, yet somehow you managed to make sure none were lost. Take this, for being so careful with my people and keeping their safety in mind. We will find you again when the king needs you. Olgra, my child, join us. Are you injured? Should I call a healer?
Thanks to our friend, I am well and ready to serve.
Yes, our call for assistance has already proven to be a more than worthwhile endeavor.
another message for you from the king. I have another message for you from the king. It's wonderful to see you again, my friend, but I really wish the king would find someone else to serve as a messenger. I have so many other talents that could greatly benefit Orsinium. I have no idea. Although I did hear something to me. I suppose the best way to find out is to go and see the king. In the throne room, up at the keep. Hopefully he won't be in too foul of a mood when you get there. He seemed out of sorts when I told him this was the last message I was going to deliver. Either he finds something else for me to do, or I'm leaving.
Not I bread and old to eat. I never should have gotten on that cart.
You again? Well, if you're here to help, then...
Ah, my friend and ally has returned. Let's talk. I heard what you did at the temple. Your efforts no doubt saved countless lives. It pains me to learn that Chief Bosrog was involved, though. Bosrog's never agreed with my plans. He's a traditionalist, stubborn and old-fashioned to the end. His unwavering devotion to Malakath, his hatred of Trinimac, his refusal to recognize my authority. I'd say Chief Bosrog is getting desperate. Bosrog wants to start a war. Damn it all to oblivion, we'll have to stop him. He has the strength to overwhelm the lesser clans, and he's no suckling cub when it comes to fighting either. If he were to make a challenge for my throne, it's time to assemble the Great Moot. I want you to visit the clan chiefs that still haven't come around to our way of thinking. Talk some sense into them. You need to get to them before Bosrog poisons the well and turns them against me. You made an impression already, but don't worry. I'm not expecting them to come just because you asked nicely. The chiefs are stubborn, but they each have a problem that's confounding their clan. Solve their problems, and they'll attend the moot. Now you get it. Help the chiefs, and they'll be obligated to accept your invitation. I've tried to convince the chiefs of Tumnash, Morkel, and Shatul to join my kingdom. I even married a few of their daughters. We need a better solution. Tell them that you come to help in the name of King Kurog, that I'm hosting a gathering of clans, and I want the chiefs to attend. And it needs to be the clan's chief that comes to the moot. If they try to send a subordinate, I'll be highly insulted. Do whatever it takes. The chiefs must attend the moot. I trust you won't fail me. When this is over, Wrothgar will finally be forged into a united kingdom. Meet me at my corner club after you finish. All this planning has given me a powerful thirst.
I need to find out what happened in the quarry. Where's that elf now?
Another outsider here to perform false kill. Go back to Kur, real clan chief in peace. So, you're a lapdog and a messenger? I have no time for Kurog's games, outsider. As long as my quarry remains in danger, my place is here with my clan. You think you can accomplish what me and my strongest warriors have been unable to do? Very well, outsider. Restore order in the Greystone Quarry and I will go and listen to Kurog's fancy words.
Have you happened to see an elf around here? Tall, spindly, talks way too much for his own good. No, of course not. That would have been too easy. This is what I get for hiring a tuskless runt. He said he could improve efficiency in Greystone Quarry. What did we get for our trouble? First the fog, then the screams, then nothing. Not a word, and it smells like elf mischief to me. My husband, Chief Ramash, went down into the quarry to look for the elf and find out what happened to our workers. He came back covered in blood. And I can tell you, Ramash doesn't bleed easily. I'd appreciate any help you can provide. After what happened to the chief, the rest of the clan refuses to go anywhere near the quarry. If you can get in there, find out what happened, and make sure the quarry workers are safe.
Fine goods for sale.
Shadows. Shadows in the fog.
What are you doing down here? Don't you know that Greystone Quarry is a disaster area? What happened? A high elf, that's what happened. Things were fine for a while. Rock flowed out of the quarry at a record pace. But then we broke into a cavity and the elf insisted on exploring it. That's when the fog began to roll out of the hole. It was fog, thick as stew it was. Chief Ramash and Huntwife Bulgar decided to enter the quarry and find out what happened to the elf and the workers. We went with them. Worst decision I ever made. We entered the fog, but we weren't alone in there. There were shadows, things in the fog. We were attacked. I saw the chief run out, covered in blood. Bulgar's still down there, looking for her daughter. Last we knew, she was with the elf. Find the Huntwife and her daughter, and kill as many of those things as you can. But the elf, save the elf for me.
thought you were one of those damn machines. You're just lucky I've got the reflexes of a snow bear, or your guts would be decorating the floor. Now, care to explain what you're doing down here? Is this another of my husband's half-hearted rescue attempts? Whatever. I guess I should be grateful. I'm out of my leg. Nothing too serious, but I can't fight worth a damn. So it's up to you to find my daughter. I don't, but I can hope, can I? Besides, I haven't seen her corpse, and she is her father's daughter. Then there's the elf. He knows what he's doing, and has more than a few tricks up his sleeve to deal with the machines. He's a clever bastard, I'll give him that. He knew there was a dwarven ruin down here, and used us to uncover it. We should have been more careful, but he had significantly increased our production. And you know Orsinium, they always want more stone. Shaban, she's a brave young woman. Took an immediate interest in the High Elf and his fancy ways. The elf didn't seem to mind. In fact, I think he liked having someone strong and beautiful at his side. You find one, and you'll find the other. I thought you... Shaban.
Thank Trinimac. You're not one of those dwarven Dwemer things. But what are you doing down here? Did you come to help me escape from this damn quarry? Our quarry, sure. But the dwarves carved out this quarry centuries ago. It looks like they started down here and were working their way up. But don't ask me what they used the stone for. I don't want to think about that. He told me to stay here while he went to gate the central. It was go on his own. I wanted to help, but I know my limitations. I was trained to deal with animals, not walking forges.
to navigate the defenses? You must either be exceptionally strong or exceedingly lucky. Either way, I can make use of that. Ah, so you've met them. I really do feel awful about what happened. I offered my help because I suspected that the ruins of Mizandine were down here, but I never expected such powerful defenses. This place is remarkable. Yes, but I was referring to the fog. It was a most curious thing. As soon as we unearthed the door to this place, a heavy fog set in and the Dwemer spiders swarmed us. I know how to handle dwarven constructs. The orcs, sadly, do not. These Dwemer systems are as sophisticated as the ancient. Sure, that they're fully... but we may be able to control them. All we need to do is find the construct control center. Paths cross again. Thank the Eight. It's amazing how often good research leads to remarkable discoveries. Since we parted, I have come to the conclusion that this is an automated quarry. Like the Orv, only much more sophisticated. Isn't it so? That's what we in the business call a remarkably well-preserved orb of illumination. I believe this dwarven device may contain the key that allows us to bring Mizandine's defenses under our control. Think of the device as a gigantic combination lock. These shine with various lenses attached to the ring. If you rotate the lenses to a specific orientation, the device should unlock. Trial and error, like any other scientific endeavor. But be sure to keenly observe every rotation of the rings. That's the key to our success. We can manipulate the 3 kinetic resonators to adjust the lenses and rotate the rings. Follow me. This should allow me to control the dwarven constructs. Fascinating. I never imagined the control mechanism would fit inside so small a space. It will take me some time to master this device. But with it, I'm sure I can suppress the outer defenses and return the quarry to a relatively safe state. Oh yes, it's perfectly safe to work the quarry again. And please give the orcs my deepest and most sincere apology regarding these unfortunate circumstances. I have something I want to try first. Something that will help repay the orcs for my indiscretion. If I can make a few adjustments, I want to offer the constructs to the orcs. I'm sure they'll make excellent workers. I'll join you up above shortly.
As soon as our scouts sent word that people were emerging from the quarry, I hurried down to see what was happening. So, where's that damned elf and what did he do? Then the elf As soon as our scout... Dwarves? That's the last thing I expected. From the stories I've heard, things involving ancient ruins and dwarves never turn out well. Then the elf survived? Perfect! That means I still get to wring his scrawny neck. Wait a moment. What's that sound? Troll dung, it's the constructs! The damn elf betrayed us! To arms, my clan! Let's show elf what we think of his dwarven army.
Don't be alarmed. I bring a gift. These constructs can work your quarry and build a great city of Orsinium.
Damn you, elf. I should kill you where you stand.
What did I say? Please, my friend, make her see reason.
He got half my workers killed, and now he insults us as well? The elf's blood price is steep, and he's going to pay it very slowly. Greystone Quarry belongs to Clan Tumnosh. It should be worked by Clan Tumnosh, not those metal monsters. As long as one Tumnosh lives, We'll extract stone from this quarry just the way Malakath intended. With orc sweat and orc muscle. We dishonor ourselves and our ancestors if we sat back and let machines do all the work for us. It figures that an elf would come up with such a disgraceful and dastardly plan. Do you really think the other clans will accept this tuskless runt and his clockwork pets building the king's precious city? It will divide the Orsimer even more than we already are. And that's saying something. By Malakath's swollen foot, you're an irritating one. But no, I won't have these metal monsters working alongside faithful orcs. Take the constructs to Orsinium if you wish. Just get them out of here. My clan wants nothing more to do with them.
Friend, you seek to sell honest goods?
The constructs don't belong here, and they don't belong in Orsinium. By Malakath's swollen foot, you're an irritating one. But no.
Ah, outsider. I confess I had my doubts, but my forge wife tells me you were as good as your word. Thank you for helping restore order to the Greystone Quarry. Oh, very well. You performed a vital service for my clan. The least I can do is go and listen to whatever fancy words Kurog wants to shout at us this time. I'll see you in Orsinium, outsider.
My time is precious.
You walked into the crypt of and surfed. I don't believe it.
Are you all right?
Don't shoot.
should have been at my husband's side. He died, and I his hunt wife upon my husband and weep, for his next journey is to the Ashen Forge. Perhaps a new chief will deal with Kurog's latest nonsense. Until then, leave us to our misery.
Rotten luck, Chief. Don't see many new faces at Chateau Range. Our only neighbors are surly giants. Speaking of which, Chief Zor had a nasty encounter with a giant's club a short while ago. Keep your voice low. We don't know how much time he has left. Dying. Magic fix smashed So's Shatul is in for dark times. The clan will tear itself apart without a good contender for chief. I want to prevent that. We know which giant smashed the chief. I want to return the favor. That'll show the clan I'm a good contender, which would help keep the clan together. Thing is, I'm no tracker. Care to help me find the bastard? I have a few words to say to Chief Ogzor's mother. I'll meet you where Urkael the Cleaver's tracks begin. Don't know why we call him that. He carries a club. All right, let's find Urkael the Cleaver. Yazara! Yes, she's out. Both one who avenged the happened a few good smacks. I'll tell Yazara when she's back. You deserve the credit. That's up to the clan. I'm only doing it because Chatul needs a chief. I enjoy staking a claim while my friend is dying in that tent. I'm not so sure I want to be chief again. Clan. Our stronghold let Chatul camp there in the summers, in return for choicest pit Chater. Chief Ogzor wanted to strengthen the bond by marrying away his daughter. Ashruka was to be my hunt wife, but that didn't happen. Ashruka refused to be traded like the choicest pick of Chater. She'd rather than marry me. Later, raiders from the Reach wiped out my whole clan. Chief Ogzor took me in. Small clan. Ashruka don't really know. Chatul tries not to talk about its exiles. Chief Ogzor forbade anyone from speaking of her. He blamed himself for pushing her away. After her mother, Ashruka and her always at odds. It was inevitable. No, I've always respected how Urshruka held her ground, and I wasn't too keen on the match. I'd known her since a child, so going from Uncle Lorig to husband, we call that a Valenwood marriage. But don't let a wood orc hear you say it. Chief Ogzor's mother, Shatul's wise woman, though she hates it when we... It falls to her to select the candidates for chief, and she's...
Only if...
Yazara, look! Cut this off or kill the cleaver. My friend here struck the killing...
Impressive, Lorig. Why don't you show the others?
Advice, as always.
Come close. We should speak. You avenged my son. I will not forget what you did for Shatul today, nor will the clan. If you are willing, I have need of someone so capable. If Shatul survive, Nuch, one contender, the other Olgesh. I want you to meet him. Olgesh returned from Orsinium shortly after my son's injury. He declared himself a contender, but I'm not sure why. The boy never had brains or ambition. Serving in the Orsinium Guard was my son's suggestion. Shatul needs a chief who looks out for the clan before himself. We have no walls to hide behind, only our wits and our skill herding a Chatir. If Olgesh has neither, I need to know. I sent him after Scamper, our laziest at Chatir. Olgesh can explain the task. He's never been talkative, but see what you can learn as you aid each other.
I don't need help. Alright, let's finish this so I can get back to the clan. Yazara asked for a snow truffle. This lazy beast can sniff it out, but it's a two-person job. I can't keep Scamper and hunt for a snow truffle. No clue. A potion, maybe? You scout ahead, find a truffle patch. Give a whistle. I'll send Scamper your way. Scamper will sniff the patch. If there's a snow truffle, he'll dig it up. You grab it and to Yazara. Got it? Scamper is fast asleep. Give him a good kick to wake him. Nothing. Keep trying, Scamper. Nothing in this patch. Damn. No snow truffle. I think he found... Emperor earned some sleep. Let's get back to Shatul. Get that snow truffle. I think he found one.
Did you find Olgesh? Good. Give it here. Olgesh passed. Scamper has always required 2 people to rank. For Olgesh to be back with the snow, tells me he learned to master his power. Olgesh are the only clear contenders for chief. They must enter the Bloody Knoll and duel beneath the stern gaze of death. The one who emerges shall be the new chief of Shatul. I have not forgotten what you did for us. On behalf of Shatul, I name you Bloodkin. You shall always have a place among us. I already sent Lorig to the Bloody Knoll. Could you inform Olgesh he is to fight? I would do so, but I must attend. And thank you for the snow truffle, Bloodkin. Sometimes the smallest favors are hardest to repay. It was my son's favorite food. His hearthwife. She has dozens of recipes. He loved them all. He won't be able to taste it. His mind, you see, there's nothing left of him. But I'll mix it into the poison so he enjoys it one last time.
Over here. We need to talk. You looked from inside Olgesh's helmet. Ushruka, exiled daughter of Chief Ogzor. Soon the new chief of A merchant friend keeps me informed of Shatul. What word of my father's I had to return to tend for chief. Shatul must survive. As an exile, I'm not allowed to enter Shatul. But Ulgesh is no exile. I traded him a new set of armor for his old, then returned to my clan. My own grandmother couldn't tell the difference. The real Ulgesh has a squeak in his voice. One day he paid Morkel's forge wife to make him sound like an ogre. He always wore the helmet everywhere he went. It still smells like sweaty breeches and onions. I cleaned it 3 times. Nothing worked. Now I head to the Bloody Knoll. There I will kill Lorig and become chief of Shatul. For this to work, my grandmother must know my intentions. Inform her, and I swear upon my mother's memory, I will repay the favor when I am chief. Gladly. Tell her the truth. I don't care if she approves. She will need to prepare the clan for my success. If Malakath disapproves, he can strike me down in the Bloody Knoll. But Shatul must survive. Go. There's little time.
My son, Chief Ogzor is dead. Lorig waits at the Bloody Knoll. Is Olgesh on his way? What? Ushruka was exiled from Shatul. I would never allow her to contend for chief. That foolish girl. We're a traditional clan. Shatul will never accept an exiled woman as chief. My son. What? Ushruka? A chief who lost his entire clan to raiders from the Reach? He refused to challenge my son, to give him an honorable death under Malakath's gaze, because of friendship. No matter his prowess in battle, he is soft in the heart. Had she become Lorig's huntwife as my son wanted, Shatul would have stayed for the wedding. We would have been there when the Reach attacked Lorig's clan. Her selfishness led to their destruction. A chief who lost his entire clan to raid. Had she become Lorig? My son. What? She... That foolish girl. We're a traditional clan. Shot... A chief who lost his entire clan to raid... Take this ritual blade. It is flawed at its core, just like Lorig and Ushruka. Replace the blade of the weakest contender. Fair. I just watched my son die. None of this is fair. The flawed blade is a test. A weak contender who survives despite this setback deserves to become Chief of Shatul. When the blade fails, the weakest contender will most assuredly die. If she... Go, there is little time.
Ashruka? You have to go. If Ulgesh sees you, he'll kill you.
Ulgesh is in Orsinium. He sold me his armor before I came to Shatul.
No. What have you done?
Shatul must survive. Don't hold back, Lorig.
Malakath favor the victor. Goodbye, little one.
You've returned. Who is the new chief of Shatul? I see. Our clan will believe Malakath favors the loyalty Lorig showed my son. They'll accept his victory, for now. I shall advise him, if he allows it, and I will watch for weakness in his heart. Shatul must survive. Shatul, I present your new chief.
This is not justice.
Chief Ogzor was good for Shatul. Though Ushruka fell by my hand in the Bloody Knoll, out for father. I lost my best friend. Then I killed his daughter. The woman I was once supposed to marry. When it rains, it pours. But right now, it feels like it's pouring out in Echater's back half. You? Of course you have my support. You've done much for Shah, and stood by me when my friend was dying. When it's time, I'll hear him out. You have my word.